Squid Game: 15 Things You Missed. Squid Game has proven to be a thoroughly exciting watch and is on track to become one of the most watched Netflix series ever. If you've seen the series already, in this video, we'll be taking you through 15 things about Squid Game that you might have missed. And if you're yet to watch the hit Netflix series, then consider this an official spoiler alert. Before we begin, kindly hit that like button, subscribe to Netflix Master, and click on the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. With that done, let's begin. Number 15. In Squid Game, having an idea of what the upcoming game would be obviously gave the players an upper hand. We saw how that worked out for number 218 in the Honeycomb game. However, the doctor, who was in league with some of the guards who provided inside information on what the next games would be, was later killed for sourcing such information and giving himself an upper hand over the other players. However, he didn't have to go through all that trouble. Unknown to the players, the clues to the games that would be played were painted on the walls of the dormitory all along. Later in the series, you can see pictures of kids playing Green Light Red Light, Tug of War, and the Bridge game, and of course, the Squid Game itself. Number 14. Virtually every aspect of the Squid Game was well thought through by the creator of the series, Hwang Dong-hyuk, including the green jumpsuits worn by the players. These jumpsuits were inspired by the type of school uniforms that Dong-hyuk wore while growing up. The color green was selected for the suits alongside a white inner shirt to allow the bloodstains to pop out more. For the guards, the hot pink jumpsuits were selected because that color is directly opposite of the color green in the color spectrum. The contrasting color was selected to signify that the players and the guards were on completely opposite teams. Number 13. In the Squid Game, the staff were differentiated from one another using the shapes on their masks. Those with circles were workers, those with triangles, soldiers, and the guys with squares were managers. The design was borrowed from the social structure of ants in their colonies, which also goes in tandem with the animal masks we see worn by the VIPs. Number 12. After episode 1, the players decide to end the game and return to their normal lives. However, the majority of them later choose to return to the game after realizing that the world out there was not any better. But between their exit from the game and their return, certain events foreshadowed the nature of the eventual deaths of some of the key players. For instance, Kang Se-byuk is seen holding a knife to a man's throat and threatening to rip it open, which is pretty much how she's killed at the hands of Cho Sang-woo. Also, Chang Duk-soo is jumping off a bridge to escape his captors after leaving the game the first time. In the game, however, he falls to his death during the bridge game in episode 7. Ali also steals money and leaves a man to die, which is strikingly similar to what Cho Sang-woo does to him during the marble game. Number 11. Speaking of foreshadowing, earlier in the series at an arcade, we see Ki-han picking a special prize to give to his little daughter. Ironically, this package was nicely wrapped in the exact same way the coffins in the Squid Game were designed. And to make things more creepy, the gift came with a realistic-looking gun lighter, an indicator of the nature of the deadly game that he was about to take part in. Number 10. The series name could have been very different from the title Squid Game. In 2019, when Netflix first announced the show, it was billed to be called Round 6, in reference to the 6 games that the players would play. However, and thankfully so, this idea was dropped and the more catchy title Squid Game was chosen instead. Number 9. Let's look at one of the goofs in the series. We see Ki-han entering his birth date as the password for his mother's ATM card, and he types in the figures 0426, which should stand for April 26th. However, we later see his file in the frontman's room, and the date of birth there is October 31st. Oops, we bet you didn't catch that. Number 8. Chung Ho-yeon's role as Kang Se-byuk was one of the most captivating performances in the series. Interestingly, that was her debut performance as an actor. But although she might be new to the film industry, Ho-yeon's face is well known in Korea thanks to her successful career in the fashion industry as a fashion model. Ho-yeon even came in second in the 4th edition of Korea's Next Top Model. Number 7. Lee Peon-hun, the actor who plays the enigmatic frontman in the series, is actually an established actor who has made several appearances in some big Hollywood projects, including The Magnificent Seven, G.I. Joe, and Terminator Genisys. Number 6. Since the release of the Squid Game, the series has been embroiled in some plagiarism issues, with some claiming that it was ripped off from the 2014 Japanese movie As God Wills. However, Squid Game's creator, Hwang Dong-hyuk, debunks these claims, explaining that he got his inspiration for the series from manhwa, a collection of Korean comics that he read in his childhood. Number 5. Some of the more striking visuals in the show were the intricate and colorful flights of stairs that the players had to climb to get to the next round of the games. The design was borrowed from Escher's Relativity, which is a lithograph print that depicts a world where the laws of gravity are not applicable. The art was first created by the Dutch artist M.C. Escher. Number 4. You might have noticed how visually appealing the sets of Squid Game were. No doubt, the show's creators put in a great deal of effort to create an aesthetic backdrop for the horrific games. Surprisingly, they achieved this without employing any special visual effects whatsoever. Instead, all the sets were built for real. Number 3. Still on the subject of visual effects, not only were the sets of the series built for real, but the producers also did not use visual effects to increase the number of players in the game. For instance, in the green light red light game in episode 1, there were actually 456 people present for the game, as no single player was visually inserted in post-production. Number 2. One of the most impressive aspects of Squid Game is the show's superb plot and script writing. And as you'd expect, a lot of work went into this. In fact, the show's creator, Hwang Dong-hyuk, wrote the first draft of the script in 2009 and had to wait some 10 years to successfully pitch it. Number 1. The biggest twist in the entire series was the fact that number 001, Oh Il-nam, was the creator of the game all along. Although this shocking revelation takes place in the final episode, the entire series is filled with several clues that point to this. First, his information page was missing from the catalog of players when it was found by the police officer Jun-ho. Instead, the catalog begins from number 002. Then there's the fact that he's the oldest player in the game, and he seems to enjoy playing every single game. More so, he's got a very good idea of how to win the games, especially the tug of war. More strikingly, in the infamous episode 6, we never see Il-nam get shot, neither do we see his body in this wide shot, which sets the background for his reappearance in the season finale. And there you have it, 15 things about Squid Game that you might have missed. Which of them do you find most interesting? Share it with us in the comments section down below. If you want to find out the top 10 most shocking moments in Squid Game or the behind the scenes of the show from Netflix itself, then watch these videos right here next. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Netflix Master, out.